welcome to Rock and Roll. Our rock portion of the class is going to be sort of a flowing movement similar to yoga, but we will move a little bit quicker. So it would be more like a power yoga where we're really focusing on our strength. If there is anything that bothers you or that you just don't feel like you have the mobility or flexibility to do, that is absolutely fine. Feel free to modify it in any way. Come down to a child's pose, stand up and move around. It's up to you. Just something that feels good for you. The roll part, the second part of the class, that's where our ball is going to be coming in. So you just need some type of a ball. I have a neuro ball here, so it has like all these little dots on it to stimulate the muscles, but you don't need that. A tennis ball, a golf ball, anything like that is going to work great for this. Now, I am going to, before I forget, tell everybody that when we do any sort of self-myofascial release, it can be a little bit uncomfortable at times, and that's a good thing. You really have to put a lot of your body weight over the ball in order to release that fascia and those muscles. But with that being said, you probably will need to drink a lot of water. So have a water with you. If you don't, make sure you drink plenty of water today and tomorrow so that you feel good. All right, and we are going to go ahead and get started. And since it's rock and roll, I have sort of, not really, but sort of rock and roll-ish music. It had to be at a certain tempo here. All right, and we are actually going to start down on the ground. So I want you to come down onto your hands and knees, facing the same direction as me. And we're just going to find a nice kneeling position here with our knees directly under our hips, our wrists directly under our elbows and under our shoulders. Let's just start off inhaling and allowing that stomach to press down towards the ground. And then as we exhale, brace the stomach, pulling the belly button up towards the spine. Try that again, inhaling just gently and naturally, allowing the stomach to expand. And then exhale, pull that belly button in towards the spine and keep that tight contracted core. We're going to drop our chin down to our chest. We're going to round our spine here, arching up towards the ceiling. And then release that out, pulling those shoulder blades back in together. This is like that mooing cow. We're going to try that one more time in each direction. Drop your chin to your chest, round that spine. You're in that cat position. And then release, pull those shoulder blades back in together. Look up towards the sky. Release that out. Find a nice neutral back here so it is staying straight. And I want you to just rock back and then forward. So our shoulders come back and then forward. And you can even start to pull your fingers up as you sit back and then press forward. So we're really trying to release some of that tension on our wrists. So this can be difficult. Do whatever feels best for you. All right, and on this next one, we're sinking all the way down. Our hands are coming forward. The chest is coming down to the mat. And this is that child's pose. So this is where at any point in time, you can return to this position if you're feeling like something is just a little too much for you today. All right, let's tuck those toes under. We're going to start to get into some bigger movement here. So toes tuck under, hips push up towards the sky. We're pressing our chest back towards the thighs and heels down towards the ground in that down dog position. Now, since it's our first time here, our heels may be pretty far away from the ground. Throughout the class, hopefully those heels get a little closer to the ground. Keep pressing the chest back towards the thighs. And we're slowly going to roll forward into a plank. So I want you to start with that movement from your shoulders first, really rounding the spine, then coming up on your toes, pushing your whole body forward as if you were rolling. Allow those hips to come down, allow those shoulder blades to pinch together and hold in that plank. And then we'll reverse that, again starting with those shoulders, rolling and rounding up on those toes and then sinking all the way back into those heels, letting the chest press back towards the thighs. Try that again. lifting on the toes and rounding, rolling, rocking all the way forward to that plank. And then go ahead, roll all the way back. It's almost as if we're moving one vertebrae at a time. Come into that plank for the last time here. And you can hold that plank. Now, you can stay on your toes or you can drop down onto your knees. We're going to do 3 chaturanga push-ups here, so elbows stay tucked in close. We're coming down, hovering off the ground, and then lift. That's 1. Come down and lift. That's 2. 1 more. Down and lift. That is 3. This time we are coming all the way down to the ground. Make sure those toes are uncurled. And we're going to lift up either into a cobra or into that upward facing dog. So shoulders down away from the ears. Thighs can come off the mat for a little bit more of a challenge. And then drop down to those knees again. Sink back into that child's pose. And we're going to swing our legs around. So our legs are coming around to the front here, and we're going to open up those hips a little bit, preparing for some of our movement that we have coming up. So, heels on the ground. Hands are going to start off behind your back. I want you to just drop your knees to one side and drop your knees to the other side. Now the goal is to try and get your knees as close to the ground as possible. If this doesn't feel too bad, if it feels doable, you could try to take your hands in front of you a little bit. And if that still feels okay, I want you to take your arms out to the sides. And then if you can, advancing, knees drop and our hips will lift up. Okay, so sit back, knees drop to one side, hips lift up and squeeze through those glutes at the top. So this is a big hip opener. Lots of core work involved here as well. And take your time. Feel free to stop at whatever level works for you. Let's get one more in each direction. And you may find yourself traveling around a little bit. Try and keep it as controlled as possible. Go ahead and sit all the way back. And we're going to take one leg on the bottom and the other leg on the top. Okay. I'm very inflexible with this one. So your legs are stacked like a fire log. You're trying to take that top knee and let it drop down towards the ground. So that knee that's up in the air right now, I want you to take that same arm and drop it down on the ground. And then that opposite arm is reaching over to the side. Get that nice side opener here. And then we're going to swing forward and tap the ground in front of us with that arm. Let's try that again. Swing that arm back and hold to the side. And then swing to the front, tap the ground in front. Open to the side. Swing and tap. One more time. Open up. And swing to the front. I want you to hold that hand there. Take the other hand and meet it. Both hands now meeting in the middle. Reaching forward. Allowing those hips to open up and really breathing into that. All right, let's lift back up. We're going to switch the leg that is on top. So you're going to put your other leg on top now. And you may find a pretty big difference between right and left. I know I do. So you're trying to drop that knee down towards the ground. The knee that is in the air, that is the arm that is planted by your side. Okay, other arm is reaching up and over. Good. And then take that arm all the way down to the front, tapping in front of you. Feeling that stretch through the back of the hip. A little quicker now. To the side. And front. Side. Reach to the front. Side. Front. Last time, side and front. Keep that arm arm in front there, reach the other arm out to meet it. So we open up those hips inside, outside, really warmed up through our core, and I think we are ready to flow a little bit more. So go ahead and uncross those legs, and I do want you to stand up. We're going to come to the top of our mats here, okay? So I want you to identify the front leg and the back leg. I know it sounds pretty simple, but as we go through, that's the way that you won't get confused, okay? So front leg and back leg. We're going to start off here in a high lunge. So we're taking our front leg back behind us, both toes face forward. We can let that leg sort of sink down, press your heel down to the ground and bend that front leg. So you may feel a slight stretch through the front of the thigh. Reach those arms up nice and high and hold that high lunge. Good. Let's come into a chair pose. So we're taking that leg, we're stepping it in, and we're holding in a chair. So it's down like we're sitting, palms pressed together. They're active. All right, let's try that a little quicker. Step back into that high lunge. To chair. Again, same leg. Step back. To chair. Step back. Come in. Step back. Come in. Hold that chair. We're going to pick up the pace. Back and in. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1, in. That back thigh should be burning. Keep going with that. A little quicker. We're speeding it up. Go back and in. Back, in. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Hold that chair. We are not done yet. We're going from that chair position. You can reset if you need to. Brace that core. Shoulders back and down. Take a few deep breaths in. And we're coming into our goddess pose. So we step to the front. So you should be facing me now. Arms open up nice and wide. In that goddess pose, we are sinking down into a plie squat. Hips tuck under. Arms are opening up, and we are opening up the chest. It is like we are worshiping the sun. Good. Step back into that chair. And then open up to goddess. Good. Again, chair. Open up to goddess. If those arms confuse you, just do without them. To goddess. All right, a little quicker. 4 in each. So 4, 3, 2, 1, goddess. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1, goddess. So we're really starting to build that heat. Let's try 3 more there. 2 more. 1 more. And we're picking up that pace. Come in, out, in, out. Now, we are barefoot. You should be landing toe heel here. 1 more. Hold that chair one last time, I promise. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And then I want you to step that front leg all the way back again. This time we're going to be in a warrior 2. So your back toes are turned out about 45 degrees. Arms are back, shoulders back. Bend that front knee again. And look out past that front fingertip. So this is our warrior 2 position. I want you to pretend like you're wedged between 2 walls. So hips are tucked under, shoulders are pulled back. And we're going to be flowing into our warrior 3 here, which is a balance. So shift all that weight and reach towards the front of that mat. Now in that warrior 3, Both hips face down towards the ground. So if you find yourself opening up, reset, face the hips towards the ground, hold that balance. And we're going to be pulling our knee in here. So let's pull our knee into our elbows. Reach all the way back out. Good. Okay, come back into that warrior two. And then that warrior three balance. Two knee pulls. Pull in, reach, in, reach. Good. Step back to that warrior two. We're gonna flow through a little bit quicker this time. Warrior three. And two knees, in, out, back to warrior two. Warrior three. Two knees, in, out, warrior two. Lift it up to that warrior three, balance. And two knees, come in, out, in, one more time. Warrior two, warrior three. Find that balance. Pull those knees in and out, and we are keeping it here. I want you to keep going. Knee pulls into the chest. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that balance. Hold that warrior three. Strong body, strong mind here. Stay focused. Pick a point. Woo, as I say that and fall over. Don't make your point knee. And drop that leg down. Good job. All right. We are going to turn and face the front. That side leg, that back leg should have been burning. We are now facing forwards, and it's a side lunge. So we're sinking down. That back leg is now the leg that is bending. Reach those arms forward in that side lunge position. Now here, we want to make sure our feet are not too wide. So if they're really wide, my knee and my hip aren't in a straight line. When I step in, then I could really sit back so knee and hip are in that straight line. Okay, so that is where I want you to be. Side lunge. Arms reaching forward. We're going to push off our toe and lift up to a tree. Now that toe can tap on the ground. It can tap to the calf, or it can tap above the knee just so that it's not on the knee. Good. Let's come back into that side lunge. Reach forward. Excellent. We're all moving together. I like it. And then reach up to that tree. Find that balance. Okay, a little bit quicker. Side lunge to tree. Woo! Side lunge to tree. Okay, a little bit quicker now. 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, tree. Side lunge. Tree. Again. We're going to speed that up even more. You won't get through the full range. That's okay. Down and lift. Down, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that tree. Find that balance. Hold it there. Strong arms. Your big toe is your root that is digging into the ground. Your arms are your branches or your leaves. They are up nice and tall and strong. Keep holding. And then go ahead and release. We are going to do everything from the other side. Whew, moving right along here. Okay. So we are now at the other side of our mat. And once again, we're going to take that front leg back behind us into a high lunge. So hips are facing forward. Arms are lifted. You're pressing that back heel down, bending that front knee. Take it from there into that chair position, sinking back. Imagine that chair behind you, hips tapping it. trying to get those thighs as parallel to the ground as possible. Good, step back into that high lunge. Back to chair. Again. To chair. So as long as you switch to the side of the mat, you should still be using that front leg. One more there. All right, you know what's coming next. We're going to pick up that pace. 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, chair. Step back. To chair. Good, keep bracing that core. And I need you to stay low, okay? Stay low for me. You can do it, I know it burns. Can we go a little bit quicker? Yes, we can. Back to chair, back, chair, toe heel. Toe heel, get that calf stretch. Just 2 more. Good, hold that chair. All right, take a deep breath in and out. Reset your body, reset your brain. This time we're going from that chair position, sink down, and we're opening up into our goddess. So you should remember this from the other side, hips tucked under, toes pointing out, strong arms, like you're holding the whole world, right? It's like that Atlas position, holding the whole world above your head. Good, let's come back into the chair. And into that goddess. Chair. Sink low. To goddess. To chair. Back to your goddess. All right, 4 counts of each. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, goddess. Chair. Make that movement big. Open up. Let's pick up the pace. In, out, in, out. If you can't keep quite up to it, that is okay. You go at the pace that works for you. In, out, in. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that chair. Whew. Almost done with that chair pose, I promise. All right, let's take that front leg, step it back, turn your toes out 45 degrees, re-bend that front leg, so knee is over your ankle, twist your shoulders so that they're facing me, sink back down, and then look over your front fingertips. That is your warrior 2 position. It is strong, shoulder blades pinching back and together. Let's come up into that warrior 3. So it's that balance. Hips face the ground. And we're reaching forward. Take a few deep breaths in and out here. Good, let's bring the knee into the chest. And then bring it back out. Come back into that warrior 2. And warrior 3. 2 knees, in, out, again, in, out, back to that warrior 2. Warrior 3. 2 knees, pull in and out, again, in. Let's go slow one more time. Warrior 2. Warrior 3. 2 knees, in, out, in. All right, we're picking up the pace. Warrior 2. Warrior 3. 2 knees. Again, 2, 3. 2 knees, in, and in. Again, 2, 3. 2 knees. It is definitely a mental challenge just as much as physical. Warrior 2, 3, 2 knees. One more time. at that pace. 2 to 3. All knees. Keep bringing that knee in. Pull the knee, maybe even rounding the spine like you're trying to touch your nose to your knee. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Great balance work here. Hold out into that warrior 3. If you need to, you can tap the toes down. Otherwise, we are reaching forward, trying to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, we are turning to face the front. Your back leg is now the leg that's going to bend. Okay, so we're coming back into that side lunge series. Feet aren't too wide. Make sure that when you come down, you're getting your hip directly in line with the knee. So this is camera is a really good way to go ahead and check your form. All right, let's take it from that side lunge. And then we're going to balance up in that tree. Find that balance point. Remember, toes can be on the ground, half, or right above the knee. All right, again, side lunge to tree. Again, side lunge to tree. 4, 3, 2, tree. We're picking up that pace a little bit. Make sure you're still sinking down. Sink low, push off and reach high. Sink down, push off and reach high. Toe heel, balance. Okay, we're moving really quick here. Let's come down, down, lift, down, lift. Again, you may not be able to get as deep or as high. That's okay. Go through that motion. Build that heat. Loosen up those muscles. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. And on this last one, hold that tree. Reach up towards the sky. Plant your foot in the ground. Keep those arms strong. So we should be getting tired through our shoulders, through our arms by holding them up. Take a few deep breaths in here. And release that all the way back down. We are going to move down to the ground. But as we do that, we are, of course, going to do one more exercise. So I want you facing that original direction you were facing. We're now at the back of our mat. And we're going to be doing flamingo walkouts here. So we're going to take, actually, let's take our back leg this time. We'll take our back leg. It is lifted. Brace that spine, that core again, just like we did in the warm-up. That knee is out 90 degrees. Hands are there for balance. Okay, so you are like a flamingo, and you're going to dip down in the water for a drink. So we're going to tip forward. That knee is coming behind us as we start to get low. Use a wall or a chair for balance if you need it. Come all the way down onto the ground. And I want you to slowly walk all the way out on that one leg into a plank position. Now, if you want, you can drive your knee and nose together here. And then come back out and walk back up. Find that balance. Try that again. Take that leg behind us, sink down, hands down to the ground. Walk all the way out. Once you're here, drive that knee and nose together. And take it back. Walk back up. And we'll switch over to the other leg. So now the front side. Front leg. Knee is lifted. Let it drive behind us. Sink down. Hands down to the ground. Walk all the way out. Strong plank. You can drop to your knee if that works better for you. Drive that knee and nose together. Relax it back out and walk back. Find that balance. Try that again. Down. Walk all the way out. Knee to nose. Release back out. Find that solid plank again. Walk back. Find that balance. This is our last time. We're not going to come up this time, so go ahead and come all the way down. Walk out. Drive that knee and nose together. And then take it back into your full plank. Drop your knees down. Drop your toes down. Child's pose here. So a little bit of a recovery. That is not easy work, for sure. And we are going to keep at it. So let's tuck those toes back under. Now, you can always use a chair for this portion, so your hands can be elevated instead of your hands down on the ground in downward dog. We're going to come back to that downward dog. We're taking our back leg. Our back leg is lifting in the air in a three-leg dog. And that knee is going to drive to the center of the mat and then let it drop down. Turn and open up towards me. Good. Take that hand down. Take that leg all the way back up. Lift it high in the sky. Drive it to the center of the chest. Drop your knee down. Open up towards me again. And this time we can even lift that leg off the ground and come into a little bit of a balancing side plank here. All right, let's try that one more time. Hand down. Lift that back leg up towards the sky. Let it drive to the center of the chest and mat. Drop down and open up. Lifting that leg if you can. Holding it here, we're going to take that top leg, tap it down and up, down, up. Good. Keep lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Reach that other arm over the head extended. Side plank on knee. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's switch sides here. So we're going to face the other direction. Tuck your toes under, come back into that down dog. Take a few deep breaths in and out. We're going to take that back leg up towards the sky. Drive it in towards the center of your chest. Drop that knee down to the ground. And then turn and open up towards me again. Good. Take that hand down. Come into that three-leg dog. Now you can do this from your knee as well. Drive that lifted leg to the center of the chest and then drop it down. Turn to the side, open up. Maybe even lifting that top leg this time. Let's try that one more time. Drop that hand down. Lift up into that three-legged dog. Drive that knee to the center of the chest. Let it drop down. Turn and open up. Take that top leg. Tap your toe down and up, down, up. Get that glute burn. One more. Hold that leg up. Reach that arm over. Extended. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that hand all the way down. Come back onto those toes. We have one more time with those chaturanga push-ups from your knees or from your toes. 3 push-ups here. Lower yourself down and lift. That's 3. Down and up. 2. One more, please. Good, and allow yourself to lower all the way down to the ground. Toes uncurled. Lift into that upward dog or cobra. Thighs pressed down towards the ground. Look up towards the sky. Shoulder blades press back and together. And then allow yourself to come all the way down onto the mat. And we're going to grab that ball. So we have come to the self-myofascial release portion of class. That is flying by. All right. So the ball is going to go underneath the side part of your arm here. So it's for our lats. So we're laying over that ball. And I will tilt my camera down a little bit so you can see me better here. All right, so it's under the side part of our arm. Okay, right below the armpit. And you may feel, as you lay over the ball, a muscle or a knot or tension there right away. You can just relax over it, head down or up. Or if you need a little bit more pressure, you can start to roll front to back. Just a small motion. Now you may need to play around with the placement of the ball. It may need to come forward. It may need to come back a little bit. And try as best as you can to really relax down over the ball, which is tough. All right, allow that ball to stay there. We're going to roll onto our back, and the ball should now be right under the chicken wing. So your shoulder blade should be right near there. And we're going to relax over it. Try to let both hips press down towards the ground. And again, you may need to play around with where that ball is best placed. So some people have tighter traps and they need the ball up a little bit higher. Some people have tighter rhomboids and they need the ball down a little bit lower. But they're very deep muscles, so we really have to allow our body weight to relax over that ball. Good. And let's take that ball. We're going to move it down to our mid to low back. So if you have any pain points specifically in your back, you can use that as a guide for where you want the ball to go. Let's try here to lift our hips up so we're almost in a bridge position. You can rock and roll side to side, front to back. And then once you have that spot where you're a little bit ouchy, relax your hips back down onto the ground. All right, take that ball. We're going to move it a little bit lower. So this time it's going to come right onto our glutes here. So you may have a certain spot again there that is a little bit more sore. It may be down lower or it may be up higher. We are going to sit up for this one. Okay, so I want you to have the ball directly underneath the glute. Our back leg is bent, our front leg can be straight, and we're just going to roll forward and back. You may feel your fascia or your muscle or your tendons there sort of snap over the ball or over your bone. That's okay. All right, moving into the fun stuff. This is where we really start to feel it. So we're going to be sideline here. We're going to try and cross that back leg over into the front. And the ball can roll. It is for our IT band. So your IT band runs from your hip all the way down to your knee. So find a spot. You may need to roll all the way through a few times to really find the spots that are troublesome or worrisome or hurt or don't feel the best. So it may be closer to the knee, it may be closer to the top of the hip, or maybe somewhere in between. If you're not quite sure or it's not really feeling any pressure anywhere, you can just rock and roll up and down. And if you do find a spot that bothers you, you can hold it on that spot. All right, we are going to roll onto our stomach. The ball is going to stay with that same leg. We're getting our quads now. So the ball is under the leg, right above the knee. You can bend your leg, or you could keep it straight. It's up to you. And you're just going to almost army crawl yourself over and then back. Now our quad has a couple different muscles in it. So the ball may be better on the inside, it may be better on the outside, or it may be better kind of from that middle part up. So you can choose there. You have a couple different options. Some different muscles that all make up the quadricep muscle, or the group of muscles. Okay, and one more here. So we're actually going to turn. We'll be facing away from each other. So if you just want to check out real quick what I'm going to be doing here, one leg is crossed over. It's almost like a figure four. Let me show you from this direction. Okay, so that leg is crossed over, and you're going to be getting the inner thigh. Now, the ball, if it's too small, it will be a little bit hard to find the pressure there. So you may need to turn your hips towards the ground. And I know it looks a little silly, but it's like that figure four position on your stomach. If you have a bigger ball, you may be okay to be on your side a little bit more. Or maybe you want to switch between those two positions. Okay, so I'll face the back again, same direction. And you're just going to try and roll through that inner thigh. Good. All right. Let's take that ball. We're going to switch sides here. So we'll get everything now on the other side. So we'll start off side lying. And you could feel free to just move it over to the other side. I'm going to switch over here so you can see me better. So the ball is coming underneath our armpit and our rib cage. Ooh, hit on something there right away. So we're getting our lat muscles. Try to relax over it. If the tension is a lot, you can support your head. You need a little bit more. Relax all the way over it. Either hold it in that spot or roll just slightly up and down. Let's take that ball. We're going to move it around to the back to get our traps or our rhomboids. So start off with it around that chicken wing, around that shoulder blade, but you may want to move it up higher towards your neck or down a little bit lower towards the mid-back. Maybe you just want to roll there between those two positions. You can do that. Or just stay holding on to that one tight spot. This is the kind of pain that, it's one of those hurts so good feelings, because it doesn't feel great, but yet it sort of does at the same time. All right, allow that ball to move down to the low back here. And in that low back, we're just going to allow that ball to roll side to side. You can again start off with those hips up in that slight bridged position so that you can find the spot that works best and that rocking motion that works best. Sometimes it's front to back, sometimes it's side to side. And then drop those hips down to the ground and let it hold on that sore spot. All right, we're going to sit up and we're going to allow that ball to come under our glute here. Okay. So we're finding that band of tissue that sort of runs from the back of the hip and it comes around to the inner thigh. That is what we want to get. So that is the spot that causes a lot of people pain. If you've heard of sciatica before, it is usually in that muscle that runs diagonal from the hip to the inner thigh. So you can try and move either in that diagonal line or across it, so straight up and down. Or you can just hold. And again, it's important whenever we're holding that we're actually allowing our body weight to rest over the ball rather than bracing ourselves up with our hands. All right, let's cross that front leg over. We are almost there. We're gonna get our IT band, side lying. So this is that band of tissue from hip to knee. It is very long. Find the spot. Ooh, that works best. I am feeling this one. Keep going with that there. All right, looks like we're doing good. And we're going to roll onto our stomach to get our quad. Okay, so the quad is the muscle that is the front of the thigh, or muscle group. I keep saying that, it's a group of muscles. So for the areas where you're not feeling tension as much, you can actually move side to side so that we're working against those muscle fibers. Sometimes we want to move up and down. And then again, when you find that sore spot, you hold. And then finally, we'll get that inner thigh. Allow that ball to come to the inside of the leg. You can open up from the side, and then the chest facing the ground. Or you can just keep the chest facing the ground and hold it there. All right, let's finish off on our back. We're going to take the ball and we're going to place it right behind the neck. So on our neck, we have a bony point right here. You can probably find it pretty easy. And I want the ball to go right above that bony point. And this is going to be how we finish tonight. Close your eyes and find a nice, comfortable position. Whatever works best for you. You can allow those eyes to close. Legs can be straight or bent. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And we're going to come back to those same breaths that we did in the beginning of class. So as we inhale, I want you to feel your stomach expanding towards the sky, filling with air. And as we exhale, pull your belly button in towards your spine, bracing that core, releasing all of the air from your stomach. Try that again, taking that big inhale, expanding. And then this time, as we exhale, pursing those lips, almost as if you were blowing out birthday candles. As we inhale, maybe trying to count to 3. And as we exhale, trying to count to 6. This form of deep breathing is almost like a massage in itself for our internal organs. It helps to strengthen our diaphragm and our deep inner core muscles. And it's really how we should be bracing our core most of the time when we're doing any exercise. This type of breathing also lowers our blood pressure, relieves anxiety and nervousness, can make us feel calmer overall. Try that one more time. And then whenever you're ready, roll onto your side and up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Let those arms stretch out wide. Let's cross one arm over the other, drop the chin down to the chest, and pull those shoulders, separating the shoulder blades. One more time, reach out wide. Cross that other arm on top. Give yourself that hug, that stretch. And release. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully we'll see you for one of our next classes.